Hi guys, welcome back to 5 Minutes with Sarah. 5 Minutes with Sarah is just 5 minutes with me, 5 minutes with what's on my mind, and I try to put them out weekly so you guys can see them. As one person told me, they're not always 5 minutes, sometimes a little less, sometimes a little more, so it just depends on how long I'm talking. But thank you for tuning into 5 Minutes with Sarah and tuning in to Morgan and Hudson's fun. We just really appreciate all the viewers we get, and we hope you enjoy our videos. I'm going to get a little religious. So for those of you that may not be believers, that's okay. I'm going to keep praying for you. But I really just want to speak to the power of prayer. I feel really called to that today. We just got back from church, and it was a kind of a question and answer session. And one of the questions was, how do I cope with a spouse who is a non-believer? And it really spoke to me because Aaron was a non-believer. He was not a Christian when we met, and he struggled with his faith. But I, in my heart, and I am a Christian, I took our children to church every weekend, and he did not come. And all I did I just prayed. I mean, I honestly prayed and prayed and prayed that he would find Jesus and that he would be saved, because we are all believers. And, I want us to go into the pearly gates all together at some point in our life. And so it was a big prayer for me. Today, our pastor said something. He said, you have to speak specific prayers. And so I prayed for Aaron a lot at church. I prayed outside of church for Aaron to find Jesus and save himself, and it didn't work, right? But we don't see it all, and that's okay. But there was one sermon at church where they gave us little pieces of paper, and they asked for us to put a specific prayer on this piece of paper, and then as we left church that day, we put it on a prayer wall. And this was back in North Carolina, before our debt-free journey, before COVID. It was several years ago. I put the prayer, I wrote it down, and I was very specific. I asked for Aaron to be saved. I asked for Aaron to find Jesus. It was just specific, to the point, and I put it on that wall that day. And I remember crying and just feeling like, this is the moment. Like, I really need for Aaron to find God and be saved. And I don't know how long after that it happened. It was not because I asked Aaron. I mean, I had over the years, asked him to come to church with us and invited him along the way. It was honestly through himself. It came to him, and he woke up one morning and he said to me, I'd like to go to church with you today. And I was like, oh, wow, yes, please, come. It was just such an amazing moment, because it wasn't that I pushed him. It wasn't that I nagged him. And again, there was an invitation, always an open invitation for him to come. It was on his terms. He finally woke up that morning and said, I'd like to go. And from that moment on, he was all in, and Aaron is an all in type of person. He, purchased a Bible for the very first time and started digging into the word. And it is a journey, right? Your faith journey is a journey, and it requires effort and being proactive. And so our family, is so much better for it, that Jesus was able to speak to Aaron. But I think it was because of that specific prayer, because sometimes we have to be specific. I mean, I know in my prayer, sometimes I just thank Jesus for everything. And, I'm so grateful, and I do ask for things, right? But am I being specific enough? And I think today it read with me. The pastor said that there was a question that they were answering of someone else who went through what I went through. It is hard. It is hard when you're not connected, because ideally that should be the top, Jesus, God, and then our relationship, and then our children, right? It has to be that triangle, and we weren't for a little bit. And so thanks to the power of prayer, and prayer is strong, folks. So for those of you that are believers, just keep praying, be specific, and have faith that those prayers will be answered. And if they're not answered, there's a reason they weren't. So again, I felt really called to just share that message with you guys today because I've been there. We've been through this, and it was a tough journey, right? Like a big mountain we climbed as in our relationship, but so much better for it. And anyways, specific prayers. I've gone over 5 minutes already. For those of you that tuned out, that's okay. Again, I love all, and I'm just really thankful for everyone here that is listening. 5 minutes with Sarah, guys, just what's on my mind. And thank you all for subscribing. Like, share with someone if you feel like they might need this message today too. So thank you, guys.